So today we're going to talk about 10 things you need to do when your spouse dies. Being recently widowed is hard enough. Making important decisions while you are grieving is harder. This checklist can help you prioritize what needs to be done when your spouse dies. So, when your husband or wife or common law partner dies, the grief can be overwhelming. Through this grief, somehow you're expected to make several important decisions and manage important tasks. Some things need to be tended to the right way, like arranging the funeral and paying some bills. Others, like settling the estate, will take more time. Many spouses act as an executor of the will. You don't have to be an executor if you don't want to be. The task can be daunting. If you are not the executor of the will, not all of these tasks will fall to you. This is a time for close family members and friends and trusted advisors to step up and chip in. Ultimately, you are the widow or widower must direct these people and make final decisions. So this is going to be a checklist of things you need to do when your spouse dies. So the first one is get legal, tax, and financial advice. Settling an estate can require professional help. You may need a lawyer, an accountant, and a financial advisor. Those you know and already enjoy working with are the logical choice. Otherwise, ask family and friends for personal recommendations. These associations can help you build your team. Professional help is essential to manage some complex tasks. Remember, though, that close friends and loved ones are also important members of your team. Chances are they're happy to help. Settling an estate takes time. Making so many important decisions on your own can be exhausting, especially since you may have trouble thinking clearly at this time. Delegate as many details as you can and consider bringing a trusted friend with you to important meetings. They can take notes and may remember information that you forget. The next thing you want to do is make funeral arrangements. Did your spouse purchase a cemetery plot or make other pre-arrangements? If not, you will need to select a funeral home. If you are unsure of which one to choose, consider asking a loved one to compare options. Prices and services can vary widely from one city and one funeral home to the next. Doing some research can save hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Read about different funeral options and their approximate cost at Canadian funerals online. Once you have chosen, you will meet with the funeral director. Take the time to voice what you hope the ceremony and other engagements will look like. You may want to include photos and other keepsakes. There are no right or wrong ways to celebrate your spouse's life. Do what feels right for you. The funeral director will provide a death certificate. Be sure to obtain multiple copies. These will be useful as you wait for the official death certificate to be delivered by your province. Next thing is apply for government benefits. The Canadian Pension Plan or Quebec Pension Plan pays a lump sum death benefit of $2,500. You may be eligible for survivor benefits and children's benefits as well. You are age 60 to 64 and your spouse or common law partner receives guaranteed supplemental income. You may qualify for the allowance for the survivor. If your spouse was a veteran, other benefits or allowances may be available. Okay, so be sure to officially notify CPP or QPP in old age security of your spouse's death. This will avoid having to repay any overpayments later. Contact your spouse's past and recent employers. Was your spouse employed when they passed? If so, you may be eligible for group life or accidental insurance benefits. These may depend on the cause of death. In addition, there may be retirement life insurance in force. Your spouse may also hold a company pension and other savings plan. This can be paid out by lump sum or monthly payment. Contact any previous employers your spouse could have contributed pension funds to. Next thing you want to do is file life insurance claims. Did your spouse have a life insurance policy? If you are the beneficiary, contact the life insurance company to make a claim. A death certificate and other documentation may be needed to validate your claim. The amount of money paid to you, the beneficiary, when your spouse dies is known as the death benefit. This money is tax exempt and separate from the rest of the estate. Next thing you want to do is call your bank or other financial institutions. You can still access joint bank accounts. Any account in your spouse's name alone will typically be frozen. Stop it. It will be accessible to the executor when the will is probate. Please note, in Quebec, notarized wills do not need to go through probate. Okay, so you may be able to access money in your spouse's account if you need it urgently. The bank will likely advance funds to pay for the funeral if the executor presents a bill. Okay. Next thing says close accounts and cancel subscriptions in your spouse's name. Canceling government ID and other accounts can help prevent fraud. Start by canceling the IDs in your possession, which can include driver's license, social security number, passport, health insurance coverage, and then close all credit card accounts. Remember to take your spouse's name off joint cards and accounts. Go through bank statements to make a list of any service providers your spouse may have subscriptions to. This may include service providers, cell phones, gym memberships, professional and personal associations, app subscriptions, music or video streaming, cloud storage, online digital accounts, including social media. Update your will and power of attorney. Review your will and power of attorney. Your current will may name your spouse as the beneficiary. Have your lawyer prepare new documents for your signature. Next thing you'll want to do is review your real estate. You will become sole owner of any property you own jointly with your spouse. The value of the property will not form part of the estate and probate purposes. Mr. Fox is making me laugh. Ask your lawyer whether you need to transfer it to your name as sole owner. Stop, Mr. Fox, stop. You will become sole owner of any property you own jointly with your spouse. The value of the property will not form part of the estate for probate purposes. Ask your lawyer whether you will need to transfer it into your name as sole owner. If you want to or need to downsize, don't rush. Try to delay major decisions like this during your initial mourning period. You don't want to decide to make a big change when you are grieving and perhaps not thinking clearly. Next thing you want to do is protect yourself from fraud. Sadly, losing your spouse may make you more likely a target for fraud artists. Don't sign over any money or accept a financial proposal from strangers. Ask for time to think over your financial proposals. Discuss any major financial projects with your advisor. They can see how any transactions can fit into your bigger financial plan, especially now that you may need a new plan. When you are ready to meet a new romantic partner, take your time. Consider having your lawyer draw up prenuptial agreement before remarrying. This contract will protect you and your hair. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, that's what you will need to do if your spouse is to pass away.